Let's look at an example of how the 5 phases of the ADDIE model can work in practice. For this, we will use a fictional software company called Design One. The company is medium-sized, with offices in Sydney, Brisbane and Perth. They employ 175 staff nationwide. Design One has recently signed a large contract with a university to develop their engineering courses using Moodle as the learning management system. To fulfill the contract, their instructional design team will need to be skilled using the software. To address this, Design One will use the ADDIE model to develop in-house training. The first phase of the ADDIE is Analyse. During the Analyse phase, the Design One team conduct a thorough investigation of the problem using the 5 W's as a guide. Why is the training needed? What is the current skills gap? Who are the learners and what are their attributes? Where will the training occur? And when is the training needed? Information is gathered using a variety of methods. They consult with the university to understand the scope of the contract. They provide staff with a survey to gauge experience and skill level, and they conduct interviews to assess attitudes and identify potential training barriers. They also consider constraints such as budget, development timeline, staff availability, and the company's competing priorities. As Design One staff are geographically dispersed and work varying hours, it is decided the training will be a self-paced online course followed by a virtual workshop. This blended approach will allow learners to complete the online component in their own time, while also providing an opportunity for face-to-face training with a Moodle professional. The development team present their findings to the Design One manager for approval so that the project can move forward. The next ADDIE phase is Design. Using information gathered during the Analyse phase, the team begin designing the package. Firstly, they create learning objectives, what learners need to know and do. They then arrange the content into lessons. They decide that each lesson will contain a short video tutorial, a written guide, a scenario-based activity, and a test your knowledge quiz. To encourage interaction and discussion between learners, they include an online community forum. They also create a feedback form that will be used to evaluate the course. Meanwhile, the design team create a series of visual mock-ups and a sample lesson. This provides the Design One manager with a realistic idea of what the course will look like once it's finished. The next phase is Develop. During the Develop phase, content is placed into the learning management system, along with links to resources and support materials. The video tutorials are produced and the quiz questions are added, along with feedback for correct or incorrect responses. Once all components are complete, the package is tested, first by the development team, then by a small group who represent the target audience. When satisfied there are no errors, the package is approved for release. Next is the Implement phase. Design One instructional design staff are provided with enrolment details and instructions on how to complete the training. As this is the first session, learners are encouraged to provide as much feedback on their experience as possible. The virtual workshop is scheduled and the SME is provided with instructions to run the session. An instructor is on hand to answer questions and help resolve any technical difficulties. The final phase of the ADDIE is Evaluate. After training is complete, the project team get together and review what worked and what could be improved during the design process. They then evaluate whether the training itself was successful in solving the original problem. Firstly, they analyse the assessment results and learner feedback to determine whether the course was effective. That is, did it teach what it set out to teach? Then, 6 to 12 months after the contract with a university is complete, they evaluate whether the training was fit for purpose. To accomplish this, they examine the quality and complexity of the Moodle courses developed, whether they were delivered on time, and general feedback from the client. Central to ADDIE is the theme of continuous improvement. Every time a learning package is delivered, the product is refined and evaluated, leading to improved learning outcomes. Evaluation also occurs throughout the design process to ensure the quality of outputs at each phase. The ADDIE model provides training designers with a clear roadmap to develop and evaluate training. Whether it be a small one-day course or a university degree, the ADDIE is the ideal guide for any learning project.